Okay. You can hear me though.
Yes,
So
I can hear.
I was on Skype, and I think because my Skype was open that it wasn't allowing my microphone to go through in Facebook. I was just like, I'm gonna call you. I couldn't find you on Skype. That's why.
Well, and that's why. Did you see me like madly like Shannon and Craig go? I'm putting my phone number in public.
Oh my God.
I gotta go back and erase it. I'm like, oh my God, I missed my call.
No, what happened was, so it was very interesting. So what I do is, once I post the picture, you people are so fast. It is overwhelming. I'll sit there, like when I started doing the Skype calls last week, I was like, Scott, I'm overwhelmed. I'm like, I'm hoping I'm calling the first person who commented, because it was. So what happened was, the first person that showed up was Angelica. And then Angelica told me when I was just talking to her, she was like, I was in second place. And I was like, and you'll hear her in her call. She's like, sorry, Shannon. You know, it's cute.
That's so cute.
And that's when I went back to look, and I was like, I kept refreshing, and I was like, oh, Shannon's first. And that's why I sent you the Facebook message, because I was just like, I don't want her to be mad at me. Anyway, how are you?
Thanks for sending that to me. I would have been like sitting here like, oh no.
Where are you from?
Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Oh
What?
my. I'm just so excited. Am I coming there?
Yeah.
Are you inviting me? If you invite me for dinner, then maybe we'll have a conversation.
Totally. You know that we do dinner.
I'm actually going I'm in Toronto.
Okay. Do you know what? There's a lot of girls in my group that would love to hear that. So.
CanFit Pro, August, maybe 17th.
Okay.
So CanFit Pro, and then in 2018, I'm going to be probably at CanFit Pro again, but then I'm going to be at I think a university in Halifax. But that's kind of far from you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on the total other end of the country, but that's okay.
So you're on the West Coast.
Yeah.
I've never been to the West Coast of Canada.
You should come.
I hear. One of the young ladies I played tennis with was just at a match up there.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's beautiful. It's nice. You love it.
And you know, I was listening to this podcast about it was just like this murder mystery, but we don't need to go into that. And the host was from Alberta, Canada.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So anyway, enough about that. How are you? Everyone I talk to, I don't know what it is about my size. I mean, my size. My Sean Wheat group. You guys have amazing smiles. It's incredible.
Oh, thank you. Do you know what? Like, I cannot even explain how excited I am about this. I'm actually surprised that I'm not like a blubbering idiot, to be honest.
You're not.
And I'm like that person that people are like, I don't even know what I would say. Like, I'm that person right now. But, yeah, I can tell you my background as far as why I flip and love you so much.
I'd love to know why you're smiling. So it's more than about me. It's about your journey and why you started. But I do love to hear, obviously I love to hear why you love me, because I love y'all. I mean, I would be lying if I said I didn't.
Do you know what? Like, honestly, do you want to say hi quickly, buddy? My little guy is here. He does these with us all the time.
What's up, man?
Hi.
How are you?
Quickly, Sean, do you mind? With him? Here we go. Ready? Hello. Love it. So, obviously, I've got my little guy, and then I have 2 other little girls that are younger.
Oh, wow.
Me and my husband got married, right? Got into the groove of marriage, and before that, in my 20s, everything was easier, right? Like, as far as weight, food, alcohol, everything.
You don't have to tell me 3 times. I'm so understanding, I get it.
So yeah, and I just thought, I don't know, like, I wasn't necessarily really happy with the way I was feeling, right? But then we got pregnant with God. And things obviously went even further that way. And then in between Kai and my other little girl, I never really lost a ton of weight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it was probably like 20 pounds, and I was like, yeah, just to feel good, right?
Yeah.
And then after my little girl, Bryn, I was like, okay, I'm going to the gym. Like, enough of this, right? And I was 34. So go to the gym, and there's a T25 infomercial.
Yay!
Treadmill, right? And at the gym, to be honest, I felt like I was just kind of like aimlessly going around, and nothing was really like hitting home. And I didn't enjoy having my little girl in the daycare there. Like, she was 2 months. I just didn't feel comfortable. So I went home, ordered T25, canceled my gym membership the next week, lost 30 pounds in 6 months.
Oh my goodness.
Then we had another little girl, Mavis, and it's just continued on, right? Like, with Nathaniel, that's 30, and, you know, it's Sean Week and everything. So it's just completely my thing, and you completely changed the way I looked at exercising. It's something I've been able to be excited about again, right?
Oh, I have a question for you that I don't want to skip over, because I think this is going to be really good for people who are maybe just had a baby or having a baby and then maybe want to have another one. So between your second and third one, it seems like you were in your fitness groove and your working out groove. So how did the second pregnancy and weight loss differ from the third? Meaning, like, were you working out, you know, during the third pregnancy? Was it different? I just want to hear how you did that.
So I was never one of those girls that just have the cute little bumps, like, that you can't tell are pregnant from behind. Like, that was just never.
You're like, I'm pregnant, just so you know. Like, you could tell from behind, from the side.
Completely, right? Like, it was all, and I was just like, whatever. But I did work out more, like, a third pregnancy, like, probably at least 3 times a week. Sorry, kids. Yeah, and the recovery, actually, because the 2 girls were C-sections, so I had to take it quite a bit easier after for a while.
Yes.
But the recovery with Mavis versus Bryn from the C-section even was insane. Like, the difference and how much quicker, even though I was older, right? Like, just my body was like, okay, yeah, we know what this is. Like, we can do this again type thing, right?
Yeah,
so it was just outstanding to me. And, yeah, and, like, that's how I got into the coaching and everything. Because it's like, I want other moms to know that this is possible, to feel your best, right? Like, it's come. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just...
Well, that's great. I love that. I mean, it's good information, because, you know, you had one, you had to change, you know, you had to change everything. You had to really dedicate your fitness. And then you said something else that I think I've talked about. I don't know if it was on one of these calls that I talked about. I'm like, the majority of people who don't go to the gym are paying for the gym memberships, right? So you decided, not to say, gyms are great. I mean, I think it's a great way to socialize and have fun, and it also can be extremely motivating and accountability-wise, because you're in that environment. But if you're somebody you're not getting results, I do like how you took the path and, like, let me try something different, you know?
Yeah, and I felt like I should be enjoying it a little bit more, right? And for me, same thing, right? Like, nothing against gyms, but for me right now, in the moment in my life that I'm in, just doesn't work for me to go and take that time at the gym, right? Like, it's just way easier to get my 30 minutes in here. The baby can crawl around, you know what I mean? Like, it's just get it done, right?
How old is the youngest?
She's 1. She just turned 1. Yeah.
All right, so I want to have kids one day, and anytime I talk to people who have kids, I always ask for, like, one piece of advice from everyone, just in case one day I have babies. Like, how did you get through the first, like, 3 months of craziness?
Do you know what? I never took anything too seriously, and I always just took it one day at a time. If I had a bad day, because you will have those days where you look at your spouse and it's like, what did we do?
You're like, well, why did we do it?
Like, and you love them so much, but there's trying days. Like, there's no way around that. But yeah, you just take it one day at a time, and the calmer you are about things, the calmer the babies are, right? Like, if you start getting worked up, then I found, like, my kids, like, as infants, would be like, wow, mom is crazy, I'm going to be crazy.
But if you're just, like, calm and they just say, oh, like, I feel it.
Yeah, Totally. Like, and it's awesome.
That's cool. Well, congratulations. Keep your prayers for us, please. So what else? How have you enjoyed Sean Week?
Do you know what, Sean? I love Sean Week, but I've got to tell you, my husband went away. He's a firefighter by trade, but he does millwright work on the side. So he went away for a 2-week shutdown. Well, it was actually supposed to be 3 weeks.
What kind of work does he do on the side?
Millwright, so it's like trade work.
Oh, okay.
So, and after he was gone for a week, normally I'm pretty good, but my anxiety, like it was like something, like it switched, right? So, and every day I was like, no, Sean Week, I can't feel like this during Sean Week. But it's actually, I think, what pushed me out of it, or at least helped push me out of it, because I did the entire 7 days.
Yeah.
Even though completely the way I was feeling, you know, that heaviness with the shoulders and everything, and I just went, and I knew that. But I got my exercises in, and I always felt better afterward, right? And I was very open with the ladies in my challenge group about how I was feeling, and they're like my network, right?
Yeah.
And then after like 2 weeks, it was like, okay, like I kept up with the exercise. Jaden came home early, which helped because he heard the desperation in my voice. Like, so honestly, I love Sean Week, and it came, I think, actually at the best time for me personally. Yeah. Right? I was going through a struggle for whatever reason. I couldn't explain it completely, but I wasn't myself, and it pushed me to get over that hump, right? Like that life struggle hump. Yeah, so it was good. It was awesome. And I'm still continuing on with your hybrid calendar. So I actually did 3.0 today because we're going out camping here as soon as I'm done talking to you. So,
do you know I've never been camping before, ever in my life?
Geez. You have to go.
The only kind of camping, I think I went to summer camp, but it was like, you know, it wasn't like real, let's go make some fire.
So it's not like necessarily like, it's more like glamping because like we watch movies or whatever. Yeah,
but I've never done that, so that's amazing. But I want to go back to well, congratulations. I mean, you know, it's interesting. I love how you were honest with the people in your challenge group, and it's very important for everyone in their fitness journey, and it's something that you do that I hope a lot of people do, is kind of ask themselves, you know, why am I doing this, and what is this actually doing for me, right? Because if you're just working out, I keep looking down because I want to make sure my recording doesn't stop, because everybody's going to want to hear you. It's more than just doing these moves, right? It's kind of like, what is it doing for me? Why am I continuing? What do I need motivation-wise to continue? And so just being present with what's happening in your body is really cool. And I think that's a really good tip for everyone that's listening to take away, because, you know, sometimes you're just the reason why a lot of people fall off of exercise is because they're just doing it because either the doctor said to do it, or it's like, I gotta exercise. But if you ask yourself a question every morning, it's like, why am I exercising? Like, I'm about to do Rip Sanity or insane weights, you know, or whatever I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing today. But what I do know, is that I have to say to myself, you know, what do I want to get out of this workout, and why am I doing it? Because I played tennis for 2.5 hours this morning, and I'm like dead. But I know that feeling the power of this workout is going to make me feel better tonight. You know, maybe I want some ice cream or whatever. I ain't eating no ice cream for real. I don't eat ice cream because I'm lactose intolerant. But you just never know. So I think it's really good for people to understand, like, this is the takeaway, people. Like, you have to know why you're doing it and what it's actually doing for you, which is another really important thing. So.
No, totally. Yeah. No, it's awesome.
So you have three kids. The three. And how far do you go, like, when you go camping, how far is it from your house?
Oh, it's only like, where we're going today, it's only like about an hour away. So it's not too far, but it's in the mountains, so it's beautiful, right?
And the kids love it.
Yeah, because they're outside, right? Like, anytime you're outside, everything's just more vibrant, right? So
feels great. Except when you live in Arizona and it's like 110 degrees. It's so...
We have to have that.
But I have a question for you. So there are a lot of Canadians that come here for the winter. It's the craziest thing. Like, why Arizona?
Well, there was, I think, a point where real estate was really beneficial for Canadians to get into the real estate market there.
Okay.
And anybody that I know that goes there actually has a house, right? That when they're not there, they rent it out. So, and Arizona, like, when you're from Canada, like...
Yeah. I mean, I do know, like, that's why we moved here from New York. So I get the weather thing, but I just thought it was interesting. I don't know. I love my Canadians. I'm fine with it.
Look at it. Anywhere there's palm trees, Canadians will go there.
Yes. All right. So, any question that you have for me before you go camping?
So my husband always says to me, because sometimes I can get a little bit obsessed with working out. He's like, you're going to overtrain yourself. Like, you need to just, take it down a notch. So how many rest days? I know everybody's going to be different, but would you say would be optimal? Like, to take, because sometimes I won't take, I'm not going to lie, I won't take any rest days just because I'm like, no, like, I feel like getting my heart rate up, right? And I know that that's a downfall.
Right. So the answer is, Scott and I are very different too. So I'm going to give you like two things, and then I have a further, scientific answer for it. So personally, like for me, after like 4 days, because when I work out, it's so mental and heavy. I'm more mentally drained when I finish working out than physically, because I'm just kind of like, I mean, not that I'm like Superman, but I'm just like, I've been doing this for years, so my body knows what's going to happen. But I really mentally push myself through it. So after like 4 days, I'm like, I need a day. And I don't mind. Scott sometimes will go like 9 days, and then he takes 2 days off.
Okay.
But so it really depends on your body, how much you're stretching or whatever. But here's the science behind it. A lot of people are kind of like on that borderline obsessed with working out, which is, in a sense, it's better than being obsessed with not working out, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, it can be a detriment because you can overtrain. But here's the joy about rest days. Like, the joy of rest days is this. Your body gets to heal, and your body gets to start to rebalance, recalibrate, and actually understand itself. Because you put yourself through such rigorous activity. It's like, would you keep scratching a scar if you had a scab, and if your kids had a scab and they kept scratching, would you say,
stop? Yeah.
Right, because you want it to heal. And so those 2 days that you take off, that's essentially what your body is doing. And I'm telling you, every test group that I've ever done for any of my workout programs, or if I put anybody through a fitness calendar, if you will, they would take their after photos, like, people take before pictures and after photos, which I have my own thing about those. But anyway, they're fine. But here's the joy. They will look good on the last day, but if you see them 4 days later when they took off and haven't done anything because they needed a rest, they look amazing. They look like they're glowing. Their body doesn't, because what people don't see is, you don't see the scarring, right? You don't really see what's inside. But what you do see at the end is you see your skin, your muscles, everything will start to shape itself. And it's like, so Danielle and I, Danielle Natoni, so Fit and Funky. So I think she was the first person that I started talking to about, like, we would have like these fun days where we would eat like whatever we wanted. Yeah. It would be on a rest day, and we would be like, let's get, I don't know if it was pizza or I don't know what it was that we would eat. And then the next day we'd be like, holy crap, like I'm ripped, We gave our body a rest. We actually put food in our body, because when we're going through these fitness journeys, we'd be trying to eat like birds. And I'm like, listen, people, that's not, So it's really about the balance. And resting your body will bring such an amazing feeling to your body. So your husband's kind of right. I'm sorry to tell you. You can tell him you can have him listen to this at 20 minutes on the dot on this call. He's right. But you should, but more importantly than him being right, you should actually find a way to actually enjoy your rest days. You know, is it doing something with your kids? Maybe that day is like, I mean, I'm sure you look like you give your kids a lot of attention anyway, but maybe that day where you would normally work out, maybe it's not about getting your heart rate up. Maybe it's about just doing something fun and like just energetic and, you know, something over here. Or maybe that's the day where you actually do go do something for yourself. Go shopping or, I don't know, whatever it is that you like to do.
Totally. Yeah.
And you can still find joy on a rest day, but your body you need the break. And don't make me find your husband on Facebook and send him messages and be like, did Shannon rest today? Because I will do it. I've been known to do things like that. Anyway, my crew. Hey, Paulie, come say hi to my friend Shannon. Is Scott still in here?
I don't know.
Oh.
Yes. Hey, Scott.
This is Shannon.
Hey, Shannon. What's up?
Hi.
This is Paulie. I'm sure you know Paulie from... I don't know if you watch Big Brother. Yeah, hang out with me. And then Scott is somewhere. Oh. Scott will come by and say, I'm about to whoop them into shape.
He's about to whoop us.
So he doesn't call me, so Paulie doesn't call me Sean T. He only calls me Sean T in the video. So when he gets really mad at me in the workouts, he'll look over at me and be like, I'm Sean. Oh, there's Scott. Come closer.
Hi, Scott.
Hi. Look at these smiling faces, Shannon. We're just like...
I love it.
You're smiling now. We're about to.
I was going to say, I don't know why we're smiling, because in a couple minutes we're going to be like...
We're going to be dead.
Yeah, done.
Yeah, it's going to be a nightmare, but it's fine, you know. Well, it was really nice talking to you. Thank you for being so patient.
Honestly, you made one of my dreams come true on my bucket list here, so...
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, honestly.
Thank you.
In personal, I probably will get emotional just to give you a heads up.
I'm ready for it. I'm so for it.
All right.
Tell your family I said hello. Tell your husband he's right. And I'm kidding. And then and have fun camping. Have a safe trip up there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. Talk to you soon.
Okay,
All right.
bye.
Another person from Arizona?
No, she's from Canada.